Hi, Burbank, part 7. So, nil nisi divinum stabile est cetera fumis, which is Latin, as we all know. Only the divine endures, the rest is smoke. And apparently this was discovered by Eliot in Venice on a painting of the martyrdom of Saint Sebastian by the 15th century Italian master Andrea Mantegna. I haven't looked into that. This was genius.com, tells me the words are on a scroll around a guttering candle, so that links with the idea of smoke. So I was thinking, does Sebastian link with the idea of Seb or Ger? Because I mentioned that earlier, to do with the goose. That links also with Sebastia, city now known as Sivas in Turkey, and the verb to feel awe or shame. And it was the Greek calque of the title Augustus, which may link to Mr. Klein, who I can't find anything about. So this idea of smoking links to that cigar. The gondola stopped, the old palace was there, her charming, it's grey and pink. So that was apparently from Henry James Aspen papers based on letters Percy Shelley wrote to Mary Shelley's stepsister Claremont, set in Venice. So another skewed reference to Venice. The passage is narrated by an American woman living in Venice who is giving her visiting friend a tour of the city. The gondola stopped, the old palace was there, her charming, it's grey and pink, my companion exclaimed. So I was thinking about the gondola, so that's a vessel. The old palace, castle, grail link. Grey could link to a surname and pink possibly female. I wasn't about to read the whole novel or whatever it is. Goats and monkeys with such hair too. So that's from Othello, but I didn't get much more looking at that. I wondered if there's a link to Chinese astrology because they both feature. But I was mostly thinking about Matthew 25:33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Clowns to the left of me. And also 1 Kings 10:22, for the king had the ships of Tarshish at sea with the fleet of Hiram. Once every 3 years, the ships of Tarshish would arrive bearing gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. So apes possibly referring to monkeys, maybe baboon, maybe a link to the moon. And then such hair too, I was only thinking about perhaps ancestry and a homophone. So the countess passed on until she came through the little park. So countess and count links to the idea of like burg, the rank, the ruler of the castle. And this was apparently taken from John Marston's To the Right Noble Lady Alice, which is about Alice Spencer, who was also known as Amaryllis. Her first husband was Ferdinando Stanley, who could have been a claimant to the throne. And there was a bit of a scandal with the Hesketh affair. He basically said he wasn't going to go for it, but he wasn't rewarded for his loyalty. He died of poisoning a few months later. His eldest daughter, Anne Stanley, Countess of Castlehaven, was named an heiress in Henry VIII's will, but she didn't make a claim and it went to Henry VI, where Niobe presented her with a cabinet. She was the daughter of Tantalus, punished for hubris. I shall continue.